Hey guys, my name is Kelly. Some of you may know that I do energy healing, make orgone energy generators, and I wrote a couple of books, including Synergy, a modern healer's guide to complete bioenergy wellness, which you can get on Amazon or link it from my website, wuwwoman.com. And today I actually wanted to talk a little bit about emotions and just do a short little video about that. And what prompted this is that there's this man I follow on Instagram, and he is a Qigong instructor, and he wrote a book about recovery. And did a video this week, and he was talking about how when he was abusing drugs and alcohol, which I have some experience with in my past as well, his experience actually closely echoed mine, which is kind of why I wanted to talk about this today, because I think it's important. When he was using drugs and alcohol, he said that he was like terrified to experience his emotions, and he was running from his negative emotions, and that's definitely the case with me too. And a big part of the reason why I had my own issues with substance abuse when I was younger, particularly when I was a teenager and in my 20s, it was really bad. And that was because I just didn't know how to deal with my emotions, and I was a traumatized person and had, before I discovered energy healing and spirituality and was not in a toxic environment and all these different things, like what's right there in our society is like things that you can use to run and escape from your feelings. And that might like I discovered when I was young that might temporarily, I could use a substance and I could temporarily feel better and not be worried about my problems, and it was just a way to cope. Um, but ultimately, yeah, when you use harmful substances, you lower your body's energetic protections. You can open yourself up to all kinds of attacks from lower astral entities, earthbound entities, and just bring yourself a lot more problems. And while you may temporarily feel better, when the substance wears off, you could feel 10 times worse. Um, and so, yeah, and then they, prescribe people medications, and is I'm not going to get into that too much, but as you can imagine, I'm not a fan of that. If your receptors in your brain are off, like, could that be a result of you're in a toxic environment, you've been in an abusive environment, etc.? You know what I mean? So let's get to the root cause of the situation. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, you can't run from your emotions. It's part of being a human. We all have all kinds of emotions, and some of them are negative, and our emotions are telling us something. They're messengers. They're telling us what we want more of and what we want less of, and where we need to set boundaries and where we need to make changes, right? If we were all like automons walking around, not much would happen, because our emotions propel us. They propel us to change our lives. Empathy, for example, if you have empathy where you can imagine what it must be like to be in someone else's shoes, you're less likely to harm other people, etc. And emotions also play a great role in us being conscious creators. Humans are conscious creators partially because of our emotions. They help us to create by what we're focused on and what gives us an emotional charge. But yeah, I'm not a spiritual bypasser, and that's the point of this, is that you have to face your emotions and feel your emotions. And I was talking in my card reading I do on Instagram this morning about how I had heard someone else say 2023 was a year of shadow work, and I definitely agree. Definitely felt like I was forced into my shadow work all last year. And it's just, if you want to get lighter, you have to release the weight. And when we have our negative emotions come up, you can't just stuff them inside because then they stay inside and weigh you down. You have to let them out in a healthy way. So, what are some healthy ways that we can deal with our emotions? And I talk about this a little bit in my book, which I recommend you read because there's a lot more info in there. But yeah, when you're feeling like sad, depressed, anxious, angry, whatever it may be, just like let yourself feel it. Just stop and let the emotion come out, experience it. If you are angry, find some way to express that and get it out without harming other people or putting other people into your line of fire. If you are sad or depressed, cry. Like, that's a healthy way. Crying is a way to release emotional energy. Um, Exercise is a great way to move energy through us. But yeah, just when you're experiencing these negative emotions, just allow it to pass through, allow yourself to experience it, and it's just know that it's not moving through you, it's moving through you, and you don't want to become too attached to it, because when you attach yourself too much to certain emotions also, that's when they tend to stay around. So just know that you're experiencing something temporary. Examine what it's trying to show you. Say, what is this trying to show me? Allow it yourself to feel it and pass through. Don't judge it. And then once the bulk of the emotional energy has come through, and then you can do, that's when energy healing is a great thing to do. So you can do breath work, some type of exercise, get out in nature, take a walk, take a salt bath, do whatever is going to help to cleanse and move the rest of that emotional energy through you so that you can get back to feeling good again. That is what I have found that helps me, is that if I'm feeling upset, I have to just allow myself to be upset until that emotion has passed through, and then I work on energy healing to get myself feeling good again. And if you need deeper support, you can definitely book an energy healing session with me. I can facilitate a shamanic journey to do soul work and do Reiki distance healing. There are many things we can do if you need deeper support. But if you're just dealing with, your negative emotions, don't worry about it too much. Just let it pass through, and then do some self-care energetic practices that can help to get you feeling good again. So I hope that helps you today. And there's a lot more information on my website and in my books. You can link all of it at wuwuwoman.com. Have a great rest of your day.